Continue to bring you the latest after a Hamilton County Sheriff's deputy was killed Friday. The man accused of intentionally hitting Deputy Larry Henderson, his name is Rodney Hinton, made his first court appearance over the weekend.
Now, Hinton is the father of 18-year-old Ryan Hinton, who was shot and killed by police during a stolen vehicle investigation on Thursday.
3 separate investigations into this incident are ongoing. Officers, attorneys looking to see what exactly happened and if the officers' actions were justified. 18-year-old Ryan Hinton, a former Don High School student who that night slept in a stolen car with 3 others. Police tracked the car to a parking lot in East Price Hill. That's when all 4 suspects ran. In 6 seconds, Ryan's life ended. He was fatally shot in the chest and arm by an officer.
What that leaves us with is we do not have a still photo that is crystal clear to show anybody with a gun in the hand. However, that being said, we do know that he exited the vehicle with a gun in his hand. The officers saw that. We do know that at one point he stumbled, he had that same gun still in his hand. It hits the ground. He gets up, still has that same gun in his hand.
Police say Hinton ran through these 2 dumpsters before confronting an officer on the other side. Police say when Hinton reappeared, he had a gun in a bladed position. Police Chief Teresa Thigi and FOP President Ken Kober say officers don't have to wait for someone to shoot at them for them to perceive a threat.
In this case, you have someone that is running with a firearm, running towards you, and then points it at you. You are absolutely justified in using whatever force is necessary, up to and including deadly force in this.
Greetings from the east to north to south, and this wicked as west. The topic: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The questions: why do you think the devil have a problem with justice? Let's get into it. I am your host. I am the one.
Okay, there's a case coming out of Cincinnati, Ohio, where the man's name is Rodney Hinton. His son was gunned down by Cincinnati law enforcement. After viewing his son's body, he took his car and he ran it into a law enforcement officer. And of course, the officer died. Now, apparently, this nation appears to be, as they call it, a Christian nation. And Christianity is pure garbage. The Bible is a true book. Christianity is garbage. But that same Bible say, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Now, I've seen people's stories that said an eye for an eye. Now, remember, if you know the scriptures, these good Christian devils will come back and say, but Jesus said. So therefore, I won't use an eye for an eye. Anybody that don't know what I'm talking about, open up a Bible and look it up. But here's my point. At what point in time will these people stop abusing the law? At what point in time, how far do you have to push a race of people before they decide enough is enough? Who am I talking about? Is Mr. White and Mrs. White here today? Yeah. Here we go again. Now, if you've been living in this country for the past 10, 15, 20 years or more, you realize the systematic racism that America has. But America seems to deny their racism. When you continue to put your foot on the neck of people and expect no retaliation, that's not going to happen. We shall overcome, well, we never overcame. So those people and that generation, which is my generation, is dying out. I think more so I appreciated Martin Luther King, but I appreciated Malcolm X better. Just because the school system didn't push Malcolm X, I appreciated Malcolm X simply because enough is enough. You know, I remember Malcolm made a statement, verbatim, I can't remember it, but he said, if a dog continue to attack you, kill the dog. Now, over a period of time in this country, we already know the law enforcement officers or that administration is going to come back with a justifiable shooting, as always. Well, after a while, you get sick of it. We already know after their investigation, it's going to come back as a justifiable shooting of this young black male. So, Mr. Rodney Hinton, he already knew that. Let's go to the next clip.
I look right at the situation. We watched it. I look right at it. They lying, bro. Listen, the whole situation, when they say he did drop the gun, you can hear the gun drop. He ran towards a trash can, and that's when they killed him, bro. He should have never been shot. They lying, talking about he pointed a gun slightly of whatever. They lying on that, bro. They lying, man.
You just heard is a eyewitness to the Cincinnati police execution of 18-year-old Ryan Hinton this past Friday. If I'm not mistaken, that's the date. Now, this case is significant because Ryan Hinton's father, Mr. Rodney Hinton Jr., was a day later charged with aggravated unalivement for allegedly running over a deputy in Hamilton County.
Okay, I want to get right back to this clip, but I have to say this. What is the likelihood? Because people will say, well, they should not have been in a stolen car. That's the first thing that would come out of anybody's mouth, okay? It's a realistic question. But here's another realistic question. What is the likelihood of 3 black young males sitting in their own car? What is the likelihood they would have been shot? Now, there's a question for you. What's the likelihood of still being totally 100% innocent? What is the likelihood of they still would have been shot, at least one of them, being completely innocent? Let's get back to the clip.
That's all the mother do is lie. And they covering up, getting all on TV, they can lie, bro. And they covering this young man killing up. It was a wrongful killing, and that's exactly what it was. Yes, he did drop the gun, but he did not have no gun by that trash can when that man killed him. As simple as that. Now, I take a polygraph, whatever they want me to do, they lying on it.
Okay, yeah, and you can tell that because they slowed the video. That they didn't show the whole video. They just showing you pictures.
Yeah, they show 5-7. Okay, when they all jumped out the car, true, the police did come. Now, when they, they running this first with when they say drop the gun, you can hear the gun drop. You can hear it. You know how a gun hit the. If he dropped that gun in the grass, you would not be able to hear it. He dropped that gun right there on the parking lot, man. And they said it. They said he dropped the gun. Yeah, I'm telling you what they did, bro. I said he dropped the gun. So I guess he not trying to be drunk. So when he dropped the gun, he continued to proceed by the trash can. He leaned up on the trash can. What no point, no hand, what no raising of the hand, raising of the arm where the officer can think he got a gun. Fucking lying. He just killed that young man for no reason at all. That's what he did. That's exactly what he did. So I'm telling you, the body cam they putting out, they only putting moments of it. They not putting the whole thing out. If they put the whole thing out, you'll see that he dropped the gun. It ain't, they trying to make it seem like he dropped the gun So they hear it, and then he pick it back up and ran behind the trash can. That's a fucking
And
lie.
they never said he picked it back up too. So
He did, and I'm telling you, the gun was right there. And then if they trying to say, and when I looked at it, they seen the gun was on the grass, they moved that gun. They had to move the gun just to make it justified, just to try to put it in a grass area. Now think about this, bro. Use common sense. If you throw a gun in the grass, you think all the police going to hear over license sirens, and you think I'm telling you, the gun hit the concrete in the parking lot. And that's when he left the gun. He continued to proceed behind the trash can, stood up against the trash can, and that's when they killed that boy, man. In line, ain't no gun was with that boy when they shot him. And that's why I say if he had a second gun, he didn't have a second gun. They trying to say he had a magazine in his pocket. That ain't no gun. They lying on him, bro. They lying on him, bro. I'm willing to stand up for anything. They want to be, okay, give me the polygraph and let's go on from there.
One thing I know for sure is these devils are incapable of telling the truth. What devils? These devils. They are incapable of telling the truth. A set of people that have stolen the very land that they're standing on. The same people who have wiped out whole nations of people that was already here in this country. They are incapable of telling the truth because according to them, they discovered this whole land. Even during the so-called emancipation, it's just the same thing. So you emancipated a whole race of people. You can forget the 40 acres and a mule. You can forget that. They reneged on that. And then as history continued, the black land that was very prosperous, they took it. You would not even imagine how many black millionaires it would be if they didn't steal black people's land. And with a straight face, they want to put a gun in their hands. And with a straight face, they'll say, yes, we're shooting criminals. This is just like them. Total separation is the only way we'll get anything. And of course, that's not going to happen. This is so disheartening. Let's go to the next clip.
they never showed the entire video. They're just showing clips and pieces to paint that narrative. Watch what I'm saying real quick. Watch this.
This is body-worn camera from officer number 2. Go ahead, Bobby.
He's got a gun. He's got a gun on your right. On your right. He's got a gun.
Now notice right there what they did. They started playing the video, but then when it came to the part where the shooting was, they went back to them. They never show you that in full speed. You know why? Because that young man stood up against the dumpster. He was not running. Think about what they're doing. Look at it again. Look at it. Watch what they do.
From any threat. That's what those officers did with the cars at that time. This is body-worn camera from officer number 2. Go ahead, Bobby.
Go ahead, Bobby.
He's got a gun. He's got a gun on your right. On your right. He's got a gun.
So just to give you an idea.
See, now she's going to explain what we didn't see, right? No, just show us what happened.
Can you carry a gun at 18 in Ohio? Here's the answer. Yes. A person 18 years of age or older can open carry a firearm in Ohio. However, they cannot purchase a handgun until they are 21. Concealed carry is also permitted without a license for those 21 and older, while those under 21 require a permit issued by another state to carry a concealed handgun. So, here's the thing. What I'm concerned about is they like to shine a light that a person over 18 has a firearm. But here's a question. Are they legally, what's the word I'm looking for? Is it legal for them to carry a handgun? That's the question. Is it legal for them to carry a handgun? See, they like to put the focus in on, yes, they had a firearm, but the state of Ohio, if you are over the age of 18, they say, hey, you can carry a handgun. But see, the media is full of dirty tricks. That part, they will never even mention. Let's go to the next clip.
Now, see, they zoom in on him, right? They showing a still shot. This is where he dropped the gun, as the man said. He dropped the gun and the gun was still on the ground. But if you hear what she said, this was the one that had the gun in his hand. Yeah, he had it in his hand at this point, but he did not have it in his hand when they execute him. Why? These people are so devilish and sinister, man.
The other officer who actually fires the shot on this individual is chasing a different individual further out this way, in this direction. Okay? As this officer is chasing him, he sees a firearm in his hand and he yells, "Gun, gun, he's got a gun." This individual slips, trips, whatever, falls on the concrete right here. Other officers that were also there say in their interview, they heard the firearm hit the concrete. They heard the metal from the firearm hit the concrete.
Now they hear the metal hit the concrete. Notice how she said she never says he picked the gun up again. And as the eyewitness said, he dropped the gun. The gun was on the ground right where you're looking at now. And the officers, quote unquote, heard the gun drop. They're saying they heard it for their narrative of, yeah, he had a gun, but they never say he picked it back up.
This individual gets up, still has the firearm in his hand, and continues to run through the dumpsters.
That's an evil devil. They never show you the video. They just show the point where just to leave that image in your head. Oh, he had a gun. He was running from the police. He did not have a gun. The gun was on the ground.
Okay, let me conclude by saying this. According to Ohio law, it's legal for you to carry a firearm over the age of 18. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's number one. Number two, I did a video, as a matter of fact, my last video, where it took so long, in one case, 2.5 years, and in another case, maybe 1 year, before law enforcement released the body cam. As the brother was saying, you notice how quick they released the body cam if it's in law enforcement's favor. Because a lot of times you even have to go to federal court to get the body cam released. But somehow, if they think it's in their favor, and let me tell you one thing, they say it's in their favor when they edit the video in order to make them look like they were in the right. But ordinarily, it takes so long for the body camera to be released. This man is the devil. Thank you for watching. I am your host. I am